Okay, we are recording. Sure, I got everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, okay. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Sam with the Bluegrass Council of the Blind. Welcome back. Actually, cut. I should probably shut my door here so we're not disturbing everybody that's in the office. Sorry, Richard, editing this in the future. All right, take two. Hi, everybody. It's Sam back again with Bluegrass Council of the Blind. We are here for another Assistive Technology Group Seminar. Thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be talking about lighting and just giving some general information about lighting and how that can help with vision loss. As always, if you would like to learn more, be sure to check out our website, www.bcbky.org. You can shoot us an email at info@bcbky.org. Give us a phone call, 859-259-1834. And check out our other videos over on our YouTube channel, more videos in the Assistive Technology series, as well as some of our other events. So, okay, let's get into it. So the main thing to know about lighting, good quality lighting, that we like to let people know is that it's the easiest way to help with low vision. Literally the easiest thing you can do to improve low vision is to get more light onto that situation. And I'm sure you can probably agree, there's lots of places in our life, situations in our life that we could get some more light into, especially in the house, in the home. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. First of all, one question that we get all the time is what kind of lighting should we get? Wattage, lumens, Kelvin, LED, tungsten, halogen. There's all kinds of things, yellow, blue, white. There's a lot of things to be curious about and to wonder about. Basically, the short answer is we don't know. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to tell you what kind of light is going to be the best for you, since everybody's vision is so different. What might work well for me might not work well for you. But there are some general guidelines you can go by. Number one, for most of us with low vision, brighter is going to be better. More light is going to be better. We always recommend LEDs. That's kind of the standard technology these days. Companies are getting away from the tungsten and the halogen, and everybody's going with LEDs. It's energy efficient, lasts for a really long time. It doesn't put off the heat that the old light bulbs used to. And you can get a nice variety in both lighting temperature, which we're going to talk about here in a second, and brightness. So we always recommend LEDs. They are a little bit more expensive, although not so much anymore. The prices are really coming down, and there's a wide variety of LEDs. I think everything except for one that I'm going to be showing you guys today is an LED. So there's a lot of variety there. Now, what about the color temperature? What does that even mean? So light is usually categorized in strength, like how bright it is, but also the color that it is. And the range goes from yellow to blue. Oftentimes you think of it as warm to cool. A warm light tends to be more of a yellow light. A cool light tends to be more of a bluish light. If you think of right in the middle, though, not too yellow, not too blue, that is the pure white. Oftentimes, if you're shopping around on the packaging, it might say daylight balanced or daylight. That's just right in the middle. That's the closest representation that we can get to actual sunlight. Everybody thinks of the sun as being yellow, but it's not. It's actually just pure white light. So that works the best for a lot of people. So we always recommend try that first. try just a pure white, and then get whatever brightness you need. You know, if you think you need it strong, get a nice bright light. Color temperature, the yellow and the blue, is often measured in Kelvin. So it will be a number followed by a K, and it's usually like 5,500 K, and that K stands for Kelvin. So that's the temperature, the number of the temperature. The lower the number, the more yellow; the higher the number, the cooler. So 5,500 is generally right in the middle. That's kind of around the daylight balanced color temperature. As far as, that's really the short of it, as far as the different types of light technology, LEDs, you know, brightness, how cool or warm you like it. Some people, if it's in your home, you might want to go a little bit more warm. That's kind of what we're all used to, the soft white light bulbs. That's what we grew up with. So you can get that in an LED. If you're in the kitchen though, you know, you're in the kitchen, you're in the laundry room, you're in the garage, your office maybe, you might want to look at getting the bright white, the pure white, because that's going to make everything easier to see. So we've got our lights, we've got our technology, the LEDs, we've got our temperature, the colors. Then you can start looking at the different applications, meaning, you know, overhead lighting in the kitchen, for example, in the laundry room, in the bathroom. Task lighting, something that's, you know, if you're in the office or the living room and you want to be reading, you might want a lamp nearby to cast some light on your whatever you're trying to read. The kitchen is another place that task lighting is super, super helpful. I don't know about you guys, but with my low vision, I'm constantly having to bend over to look at stuff. So I'm constantly, especially in the kitchen, if I'm working, cutting vegetables, for example, I'm leaned over looking at those vegetables while I'm trying to cut them. And whenever I do that, I often cast a shadow from the overhead light, and it makes it really hard to see my vegetables. So what I will do is I'll grab a lamp and bring it into the kitchen, set it right next to me, shining down on that cutting board, getting a lot of really good bright light on what I'm doing there. That works really well in when you're cooking too. If you're standing over a stove, I will bring a lamp and set it next to the stove and point it down into my pot so that I can actually see what I'm doing in there better. You know, I still can't see it great, but better than I could when it was real dark. Another great spot in the kitchen is underneath the cabinets. That's another troubled area when the cabinets, same exact reason, you know, the cabinets are casting a shadow down on the counter. So getting some under cabinet lighting is fantastic. In my home, I have LED strips. There's just adhesive strips. Kind of looks like it comes on a film roll, looks like the old school projector film roll. And it's a strip of LEDs. It's adhesive on the back, peel off the paper, and I stuck it up to the bottom of the cabinets. And then I wired it up to the plug right above my microwave, which is above my stove. So there's a cabinet that has an outlet in it. And so I plug those lights into that outlet. And we're going to talk about this. Here in a minute, we're going to talk about using smart plugs and smart bulbs. I use a smart plug in that situation so I could use a voice command to turn on those lights. Whenever I need those lights, I tell the A lady to turn on those lights. I'm not going to say her name because she'll trigger, but it works great. So we'll talk about smart plugs and bulbs here in a second. So it's the idea with lighting. Once you kind of figure out what kind of lights you need, what kind of lights work best for you, if you need bright lights, if you need softer lights, warmer lights, cooler lights, once you figure that out, it's all about looking around your home or your workplace or wherever and finding those trouble areas that could benefit from a little extra light. Another very common one is in closets and pantries, linen closets, bathroom closets, cabinets. All of those places are super dark. I have a linen closet at the end of my hallway, and it's at the end where the light doesn't really penetrate all the way to the end there. And it drove me crazy. For 10 years, I was in that house. And every time I'd go in that linen closet, it was super dark. So I put in a closet light, which is just an LED strip. They have these on Amazon. Amazon's a fantastic place to get all of these things, but it's literally just a strip of LEDs, and it has a motion activation element. So it sticks up, this little adhesive magnet sticks up there, and then the light magnetically attaches to the magnet. And anytime I open the door, it senses that motion and it turns on the light. So I don't have to do anything. It just turns on every time I open the door, and it fills that whole linen closet up with great light. You could put 1 or 2 in there, depending on how many you need. And it's wonderful. It was one of those things, I did that, I got that, and I kicked myself for taking so long. I've been here 10 years, and it was super easy to solve this problem. So that's another great aspect of LEDs, is that you can get all kinds, they sell all kinds of them nowadays, and some have the motion activation. I have a buddy who he put some LEDs very similar to those down underneath the banister of his stairs, going from his second floor to his first floor, and they're motion activated once again. So whenever he comes walking up to those stairs, they turn on, and it lights up the stairwell all the way down with just wonderful light. And since it's underneath the railing, it shines down on the stairs. Yeah, it's fantastic. So that would be good going down into a basement, maybe. Lots of really cool places. I know some people that will put them underneath their beds. And so when they get up in the middle of the night and they put their feet down on the ground, it turns on, and it just gives this nice glow to the bedroom. So it's not bright enough to wake up your partner, but it's bright enough to find the bathroom. And so lots of really cool ways that you can use LED lights and to help in your home. I just installed some overhead lights in my hallway, that same hallway that had the dark area at the end. And previously, our house is about 15 years old. And previously, it just had a general light fixture that had a bunch of like 4 or 5 little bulbs. And it never really got that bright. And those bulbs were constantly burning out. So I bought an LED light fixture. It's just a large disc of LEDs. It kind of looks like a paper plate up there. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's okay. The nice thing about it, though, is since it's a plastic fixture, I didn't have to worry about grounding the light fixture. It was super easy to install. I installed it myself. Was not difficult at all. And now when I turn the light on, it is like, it's so bright in that hallway. It's almost too bright. It's like a stadium, like they just turn the lights on in a stadium. But it's fantastic now. I love it. My family's like, "Ooh, that's a little bright." But it works well for me. So lots of lighting options. Another great thing is to get the little LEDs that just plug into outlets and simply have like a light detection. So when it gets dark or the lights turn off in the room, they automatically turn on, kind of like a night light. And I have those spread throughout my house as well. I have them in all the outlets in my kitchen, through the hallways, things like that, in the bathroom. Because they're LEDs, they don't take a lot of power at all, so it's okay for them to be on all the time at night. And it just makes it a little bit easier walking through my kitchen. It just gives off just enough light that I can kind of find my way without needing to turn on a light. So little things like that you can do as well. I have some things here to demonstrate just some different options. First thing I'll show is just a little pin light. These has a little row of LEDs and just a pure white LED. It's in a pin shape here with a little plunger at the top, and that's how you turn them on and off. And the nice thing about this is the base is magnetic, and also the pocket clip is magnetic. So it can sit on your I leave them sitting on my refrigerator. So I always know where they are. If I need one, I can just go grab it. And they are great in the pantry. So if I'm trying to find a can of soup, I can just grab it off the refrigerator and read what the soup says. A little bit easier anyway. And these work great. And they're portable. You can take them anywhere you want to, and they're not expensive. They come in all different types and things like that. But just having some type of little portable light, like a flashlight or pin light like this, really, really helpful. Of course, for magnifiers, if you have a magnifier and it has a light, it helps out a lot. Like, it's amazing how more efficient it makes the magnifier to have a light on the magnifier. Even mine, I've got my little pocket magnifier, which is just a little folding magnifier. It even has a light on it. So they work great, and mine doesn't want to turn off now. There we go. So something else, we've got little clamp lights here that will clamp onto the side of a table, or this is one that I often will use in the kitchen. And I will clamp it on the side and shine it down onto my food or the cutting surface. This one, I'll turn it kind of this way, is bicolor, which means that can be pure white or it can have a little bit yellow. And then it has a high or a low. So if you want a little bit softer yellow light, you can do that. Or if you want the pure white light, you can do that. But these are super helpful. Some you can get that are battery operated. This one is a plug. But to be able to clamp it, can put it into a bunch of different situations, and it has a bit of a gooseneck, so you can fold it or you can bend it to wherever you need it. But if you're writing a letter, getting a little bit extra light down here where you're writing, super helpful. Turn this one off. Kind of the exact same concept, but in a floor lamp. They have these types of things. This is I believe this is a halogen light bulb, but I have one at home that's LED. It's similar to this one here on the table that I'll talk about in a second. But same thing. If you need a little bit of light in a certain situation, it's posable. These are great for reading because you could put it behind you. And if you are able to read a book, I'm not anymore, but someone who could read a book, but maybe wanted a little bit of light, could just put it over their shoulder here and read. Or if you're playing cards at a table, this could be a great thing too, to help you see your cards a little bit better. So floor lamps like these are great. They even sell some that have magnifiers built in with lights. So you could put it down and look through the magnifier and do your sewing, your crochet, things like that. This big one is a video light. This is one of the lights that I use for my videos, but I thought I'd bring it in just to illustrate. I use this a lot when I'm working in the house. If I'm working, I just repainted one of my rooms, and I brought this in to get some light in there to brighten up the wall so I could actually see where I was painting. And this is actually adjustable. It can go even brighter than this, but I didn't bring the remote control for it. But just to illustrate that they can put LEDs in like any shape you want, any kind of shape, size. I even have a small little handheld LED light. I turn it on here. Let me see. This one is RGB, which means it can do any color you want. So we can change. It can go reds and yellows and blues and greens. So if you've ever seen, they have colored filtered glasses. There's yellow, there's like a rose and amber. And some people will use those to be able to see better. For my condition, which is similar to macular degeneration, the yellow lens helps. It makes things brighter and makes them easier to see. So there's some studies going on right now where instead of me wearing yellow sunglasses and writing a letter, if I get a lamp that does a yellow light, it will be the same. I'll get the same effect. So they're kind of playing around with that nowadays, trying different colored LEDs. So this is one that I use for my videos and stuff, but I thought I often will grab this and I'll go walking through my house. I'm like, what is that? You know? And then finally, this guy, not finally, this is my favorite lamp. It's a rechargeable lamp. This is called the company is called Stella. It's kind of like Rocky, Stella. This is called the Stella Go. And it's a desk lamp it's rechargeable. At home, I have a little round base that it sits on, and it just charges wirelessly while it's sitting on the base. And then whenever I need it, I just grab it and I take it with me. But it has touch buttons here, and I can turn them off and on. The buttons are very tactile. I can change the colors. So we have more of the yellowish, we have more of the blue, and then we have a pure white. I usually keep it on the pure white. And then it has 20 levels of brightness.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if I'm in a dark room and I don't need it very bright, I can do that, or I can turn it up. A very flexible gooseneck that can turn in wherever I need it to go. But this guy is my favorite since I got it. It's kind of pricey. It is a little pricey, but since I've gotten it, this is what I take around with me everywhere. If I'm going into the kitchen to chop some vegetables, I'll go in and I'll put it right there. I'll set it next to me when I'm cooking my scrambled eggs. If I'm walking through the house at night, I'll tilt it up and walk like this, like a flashlight. I imagine it looks funny to the neighbors, like somebody's robbing the house or something. If I need to go look into the cabinet underneath the bathroom sink, I'll go and I'll set this down next to the cabinet, and I'll tilt it up like that and shine it in. I use this guy all the time. Battery lasts for a long, long time. I have a floor lamp model that is the same exact design. It's not rechargeable, it plugs in. And then I have another one that does the RGB, it does the different colors. And same exact design as this one, but does the different colors. So pretty interesting. So that is it, really. I mean, it's, I wanted to talk about smart plugs. Let me turn this guy off. Smart plugs and smart bulbs. Those can add a whole nother dimension of functionality to your lighting. Like I said, they allow you to control your lights with either an app on your phone, your tablet, or with your voice. The lights in my kitchen, for example, like I said, I have that smart plug connected to my Amazon Echo. And so I can tell the A-lady to turn my lights on, and she will turn them on for me. I have a smart plug or a lamp in my living room connected to a plug, and I've set up a schedule for that light. So we don't even turn that light on. It just automatically, during the times of the days that I've decided people will be in that room, evening times, first thing in the morning, the light just comes on. And then around 9 o'clock in the morning, it shuts off during the week because everybody's either in school or work, nobody's at the house. And then around 5 p.m. it comes back on, and it's on until about 11 o'clock, and then it goes off again. And so I don't have to do anything. It's set up on a schedule, and it works really well doing that. So there's plugs and there's bulbs too. Nowadays you can have an actual bulb that you could plug into an overhead hallway light. That's also a smart bulb, and it just automatically turns on when you need it. I have in my garage, over my garage, there's a storage room. It's an unfinished storage room, and I have a smart bulb in there that has a motion sensor on it. So whenever I open the door, that light just turns on, and it's only one bulb in that room, and it lights up. I get what I need. I leave the room, and about 3 minutes after that, it turns off by itself. So yeah, because I was constantly leaving that light on, and then my wife would go to work in the morning and she'd be like, the garage light's on again. So I was like, I'll put that in there, and it takes care of that problem. So the last thing I wanted to show you was something really cool that I just got recently, and I'm testing it out. This is a prototype. This is a white cane, just a normal white cane. It is a rigid cane, so it doesn't fold up. But if I press the button here, the cane lights up and glows. The entire length of the cane glows. It has another button on here that will vibrate, and it makes the light flash. If the light is turned off and I press that button, it doesn't do anything. So that's kind of a, if someone is totally blind and they don't know if they left the light on, that will let them know, oh, it's vibrating, that means my light's on. So just kind of another way that people are using LEDs to enhance their lives a little bit. The purpose of the light up cane, you can use it a little bit for to light up your way. You know, if you have low vision, and maybe like myself, I have night blindness, so I use my cane a lot when it's low light outside. And so I could turn this on, and it kind of acts like a little bit like a flashlight. But it's more designed to make you more visible in the dark to oncoming traffic, people walking on the sidewalk, maybe people on bikes on the sidewalk. They're going to be able to see you a lot sooner than they would because you're using a nice bright cane that lights up. So pretty cool. But that is it, guys. We'll go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys for watching. As I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Check out our website, our phone number, send us an email. All of that information will be listed in the video description, and check out our YouTube for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Okay, let me stop this video. And then I'm happy to answer any questions.